Bride of Chucky is the fourth movie in the Chucky franchise, and this is where the franchise took a downhill low turn, whatever, because the first three were just straight up horror films with some elements of comic relief put in there for chuckles, while this one is straight up like horror comedy, basically a self-referential parody all throughout, like Chucky saying stuff like "I always come back whenever the sequel comes" or something like that. I can't remember the whole line, but Brad Dourif does return as Chucky. He's the only actor from the previous movies who comes back. Um, Jennifer Tilly joins as Tiffany, Chucky's ex girlfriend, who finds him and pays this guy to bring his messed up remains to her, puts them back together, magically brings them back to life. And the reason she does that is because she thought Chucky was gonna plan to marry her, but she found this ring, and he said, "Nah, that was just a random ring I stole. I never wanted to get married to you." And she gets mad, and she locks him in this playpen with this bride doll, and Chucky escapes, and he kills her by electrocuting her to death, and he makes this magically transfers her soul into the bride doll, and she's angry at first, but then he reveals that they can come back to normal. They gotta go to this graveyard where this magic amulet is buried that can change them back to humans. And she says, okay. And they get into this RV of this teenage couple, Jade and Jesse, played by Katherine Heigl and Nick Stable. They're eloping to get away from Jesse's police officer dad, who doesn't approve of them together. Their their dad is played by John Ritter, and it's kind of weird seeing John Ritter in a movie like this because I've known him for like more lighthearted roles like Jack Tripper and Three's Company. But he does a good job with the role as a mean father who doesn't approve of their relationship and tries to track him down. And along the way, the Chucky and Tiffany murder some people, and the two teenagers are framed for it, and they're they're suspicious of each other, uh, and Chucky and Tiffany, they reveal themselves and they kill their friend who comes along to help them later, and then they take them hostage and make them drive them to the graveyard. And spoilers if you haven't seen this, there's spoilers. And there's a funny scene where they're on the way there, and Chucky uh, and Tiffany bakes cookies, and Nick Jesse he says, for a wife, she may be a good wife, but she's not a good cook. And Chucky gets into an argument about wanting her to be a housewife, cooking and cleaning, and they throw stuff at each other. It causes a big fight that causes a quick direct. And then there's this like series of chases and showdowns through the road in the graveyard, and the humor in this movie is very dark, and the violence is bloody. I mean, this one I've seen earlier with this guy, he falls into traffic and he gets hit by this car, and it's like blood mushing everywhere, like CGI cartoonish type blood. That's another problem I have with this. The blood is all CG, not regular practical blood sweats like he used to. And the final the thing with Tiffany, like she sort of turns good at the end, but then she in the sequel she's bad again, and she flip flops like from good to bad several times all throughout the franchise. At least the movies I've seen. I haven't seen the Chucky series. I haven't seen. I think I saw like which one? I think it was like Curse of Chucky or so whichever of that came after Seed of Chucky. I watched that, but not the one after. I did not like Seed of Chucky. I thought that was just terrible. This is good, and the ending with the policeman investigating a corpse that something ugly happens. I'm not going to spoil that, but that was a bit of pretty funny. I do like this, but I don't like the way it ruined the tone of the franchise. Yeah, it's a mix. I give it a thumbs up for what I do like, thumbs down for what I don't like. All right, that's my review. If you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.